Hi readers, welcome to Novels with Nat. Yesterday, the Goodreads Choice Awards nominees were announced, and I'm just having time now to sit down and film a reaction to it. Um, it's about 10 o'clock at night right now, so sorry about the lighting. It's very dark, but I just have to film this now. I can't wait any longer. I did sneak a little bit of a peek yesterday, but I have not looked in great detail. I haven't checked back with my original predictions to see how many I got right or wrong. So I want to do that now and look through at the top 20 for the mystery thriller category. So a while ago I did this video where I predicted the top 20 books that I thought were going to be nominated in the mystery thriller category for the Goodreads Choice Awards. If you haven't seen it already, go ahead and check that video out first. I basically went through all of the books that I thought could stand a chance, and I looked at the average rating as well as the number of reviews that they have, and just kind of whittled down my list to what I thought the top 20 was going to be. And so now in this video, I'm going to compare with that original list and see how well I did. My initial goal was to get at least 50%, so 10 correct. Fingers crossed I reached that goal, who knows? But I want to look into it now and find out. So let's just do a quick refresh on my prediction. These are the 20 books that I ended up settling on after quite a bit of debate and thought that I put into it. And so this was my final list, my 20 prediction. All right, so let's just get straight to the reaction. I did have a little bit of a peek yesterday. I saw kind of the ones that were on the very top row, but I didn't scroll down and see what was below that. So I'm very curious. I can't wait any longer. Let's just take a look. So I'm just going to click on mystery and thriller. That's the category we're here for. Okay. Oh my gosh. So I, okay, so I'm first seeing this John Grisham. Honestly, I don't think I predicted this one at all. I have no interest in it. I'm kind of surprised that it made it, to be honest. Only 13,000 ratings, which is kind of low, but definitely a popular author. So, and then we have King of Ashes, which I'm very happy to see. I have not read it yet, but it's on my TBR. I love S.A. Cosby. The 3 books that I've read from him so far have been amazing. So I'm very happy that he is nominated. And then Beautiful Ugly, I did predict this one. I haven't read it. Alice Feeney just isn't the author for me, I don't think, but I was pretty certain this was going to make it. And then, of course, Frida McFadden, The Crash, is nominated. I was pretty certain this was going to be. Yeah, almost 500,000 ratings. So, like, that's just crazy to me. So many people read her books. So, moving down. Okay, I'm already seeing another Frida McFadden. So we've got The Intruder as well. I was kind of on the fence of if I should put all 3 of her books that were eligible to make it into my prediction, and I ended up doing it, and it looks like so far 2 have made it. We've got The Ghostwriter by Julie Clark. I did not read this one, but it was super popular. I think I did include that in my prediction. The Missing Half by Ashley Flowers, and then The Karen Slaughter. This one I think has a really high rating. Yeah, 4.28. That is pretty high, so not surprised to see that there. Next line. Okay, so we've got The Impossible Fortune, Richard Osman. I'm not shocked by that either. I think this is like a really popular series. John Mars, I am kind of surprised that this one made it. I did put this one in my prediction, but I just have not heard anything about this book at all. I haven't seen it on people's sort of reviews, people talking about it. I don't know why. I just have not heard any talk about it so far. So I'm kind of surprised that made it. Vera Wong's Guide to Snooping on a Dead Man. This is the sequel. I think I did predict this one. Yeah, 4.2 average rating. That's pretty high. Series and sequels do tend to make it on. I feel like because naturally, if people are continuing to read in the series, they are sort of fans of it and they like it and they enjoy it. And then of course Lisa Jewell, such a popular author. I was like fairly certain she was going to make it. Moving down. Okay, what the heck? I was not expecting for this book to make it. The called Gone Before Goodbye. This is the one with Reese Witherspoon and Harlan Coben. I did not even think about that one. Uh, Probably should have guessed that one, but I didn't. The Perfect Divorce, I guessed. Not Quite Dead Yet, super popular. I was hearing a lot about that book, so I did put that one in. Forget Me Not. I think this is one that I ended up not including. I did read it. I didn't love it. I gave it 3 stars, kind of a generous 3 stars. It was more like 2.5. Um, I'm surprised that made it, to be honest, because I think that rating, oh, it's okay, 3.81. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like Stacey Willingham's last 2 releases have just kind of started to fizzle out. They're just not as good as her first 2. Hopefully that's not going to be a trend with her next book, but yeah, I'm kind of surprised to see that one. Let's move down. Oh my gosh. All 3 Freedom McFadden's made it. Okay, so we have The Tenant, we have The Intruder, and The Crash. All 3 made it. That's crazy. So 3 out of the 20 spots are taken by one author. I'm surprised that they allow that, to be honest. I'm surprised there isn't like a rule that like you can only have a maximum of 2 or just 1 or whatever, but that is insane. I wonder if that will actually work against her. Like in the voting round, will fans of Frida McFadden, like will they sort of split their votes and it'll kind of dilute the strength of her sort of readership? I'm not sure. We'll have to see. But I did put all 3 of hers in my prediction because I don't know, something just told me that her fan base is so broad that it was going to make it. So I'm glad that I did that. Um, oh, and then we have the Dan Brown. I was considering this one, but I didn't put it. Oh, I'm kind of surprised it's here, to be honest. I don't know why. Famous Last Words. This one I loved. I'm glad this one made it. This was a good one. And then, what the heck is this? Heartwood. I've never heard of this. Looks like a Jenna's book club pick. Read with Jenna. I have no clue what this is. I've never heard of it. There's always like 1 or 2 books that I've never heard of, but that's just the only one that I've not heard of yet on this list. Okay, so that is interesting. I'm trying to think which ones I am not seeing here. So, off the top of my head, I don't see the Sherry Lapina, which is surprising to me. I thought for sure Sherry Lapina would make it. She's such a popular author, and I really enjoyed that book. I honestly probably would have voted for it if it was here. The She Didn't See It Coming. That was a really good book. Surprised not to see that one. I'm also surprised not to see The Maid, the 3rd book in the Maid series, Molly the Maid. They were nominated. The first book was nominated. The second book was nominated. I think the first book actually won in that year, and now the 3rd one isn't nominated. That's interesting. I was really expecting to see that one. Other than that, I don't think there's any massive shocks to me. All right, first I want to cast my vote in this category, and then I want to go back and compare and see how many I actually got right. So, what should I vote for? Let's see what I've read. So, I've read The Crash, The Intruder. I've read The Perfect Divorce, Not Quite Dead Yet, Forget Me Not, Famous Last Words, and The Tenant. So, those are my options. I am going to vote for. I'm trying to remember what was my highest rating of these. Yeah, so I think it would be between Famous Last Words and Not Quite Dead Yet, but I did enjoy Famous Last Words more. I gave that 4.5 stars. Not Quite Dead Yet, I gave 3.5. So I think I'm going to vote for Famous Last Words. Cast my vote. I really hope that this one makes it to the top 10. I'm not hopeful because it is more of like a slow burn type of thriller, and I don't think that that is going to get a lot of votes. People tend to enjoy like the fast-paced ones more. But I'm just going to vote for the one that I enjoyed the most, and that was Famous Last Words. Okay, so I quickly went back to my top 20 predictions and I put a little check mark next to the ones that actually were nominated to see how many I got correct. And it looks like I got 15 out of 20 correct. So I am super happy with that. My goal was 10 and I got 15. So I think 75% success rate is pretty good. I'm very happy with that. Now let's see which ones I predicted that didn't make it. So yeah, we have The Maid's Secret, which I talked about. The Sherry Lapina, which I talked about. Love Mom didn't make it. I am very shocked by that. It was so popular. It had such a high rating, and it had over 100,000, I think, ratings as well. I read it. I gave it 2 stars. I wasn't a huge fan, but I'm very surprised that that one didn't make it. Count My Lies as well didn't make it. I really enjoyed this one. I gave it 4.5 stars. It was a great read, and it was a GMA book club pick. This one I thought was popular. I don't know why this one didn't make it. What else? Tell Me What You Did by Carter Wilson. That one I was kind of on the fence about, so I'm not super surprised that it didn't make it. But yeah, overall, I'm very pleased with how I did with this. I'm surprised, actually. I just kind of had no strategy going into it. I just kind of went for it. I just went with my gut. So let's see. Next year, let's try to get 16 next year. Let's try to improve by one. I'm wondering now if I should try and predict the top 10. I didn't predict it in my original video because I had a hard enough time narrowing it down to just the top 20. So I didn't even attempt to narrow it down even further, but for fun, let's just try it. I think I'm going to just go with my gut really quickly, just see what I think, and maybe I'll do another video once the top 10 are announced and see how we did. So I'll be back in what will be like 1 second for you, and we'll see what I end up choosing. All right, so I took a couple minutes and I made my prediction. I'm going to go with, first I decided I want to include all 3 Freida McFadden's. I think it's a safe bet that if they were all in the top 20, I think they'll all make it to the top 10. She's just so popular. I feel like so many people are going to be voting for her, and even if the votes are split, I still think she has enough fans that all of them will make it. So I've put all 3 Freida books. I'm going to include King of Ashes. I think S.A. Cosby has a massive fan base, so I think he's definitely going to make it. Not Quite Dead Yet. Same with Holly Jackson. She has a huge fan base, and I've heard so much about this book this year. The concept is also just so interesting. So I'm going to go with that one. The Perfect Divorce, I feel like because the first book in this series was so wildly popular that like fans of this sort of duology now are going to really vote for this one. So I didn't love it, but I'm going to guess that one. And then Lisa Jewell, I feel like such a huge author. She's definitely going to make it, or at least I think she will. So I'm going to go for Don't Let Him In. We talked about the Freida book, and then We Are All Guilty Here. I'm going to go for the Karen Slaughter. This one I'm on the fence about. I don't know. I was going back and forth between the Karen Slaughter book and then maybe like The Missing Half by Ashley Flowers, but there are only 10 spots, so I had to narrow it down. I'm just going to go with Karen Slaughter. And then Alice Feeney, I'm fairly confident she will make the top 10. Again, such a popular author and a really popular book. John Mars, I think I'm going to put it in the top 10. I don't know. I was surprised to see it in the top 20, but I feel like maybe it is a bit of an underdog that I overlooked. So I don't know. Maybe that's just a wild card. I'm just going to throw in the John Mars. So that is my top 10 prediction. Now I feel like I need to predict what is going to be the winner. I feel like it's kind of a safe bet to predict a Freida book. I think that is what I'm going to do. I just think she is so popular that, especially with 3 books already in the top 20, I just think she's going to take it this year. As much as I don't think her books really deserve it, I think she's going to win. Between the 3, I think, well, if we're looking at the 3 in terms of what my preference of the 3 were, I definitely liked The Tenant the least. So it would be between The Crash and The Intruder. I think I preferred The Crash, but I think the general public will prefer The Intruder. I just feel like I've read so many thrillers that The Intruder was way too predictable for me. The Crash, there was a couple things I didn't see coming, so I enjoyed that a little bit more. But I think my final prediction for the winner is going to be The Intruder by Freida McFadden. That is my final answer. I'm locking it in. That is what I think is going to win this year. But I'm very excited to find out what actually does win. All right, so that is it for this video. Just a really quick one, impromptu. It is now like 10:20 at night. I was very eager to take a deep dive into this list. I just want to make a big disclaimer that I'm very aware that the Goodreads Choice Awards is not a perfect sort of measure of the best books of the year. It is very much a popularity contest. There is no sort of scientific method or systematic process that is going on here, but it's just a fun time to look back at the books that were popular and that people are enjoying and just have some fun trying to guess. And so that's what I'm doing. And I'm very, very excited to find out what is going to make the top 10. It's always such, like, when you see the announcement come through, you're just like, I'm just like so excited to click on it and see what has made it. Please leave in the comments what your prediction is for the winner. Also, let me know what your thoughts are with the top 20 nominees. Are there any books that you feel like really deserve to be there that weren't? Or are there any books that you feel like made the top 20 but really shouldn't be there? Just let me know your thoughts. Also, feel free to let me know what you voted for or what you plan to vote for. Thank you so much for watching this video. Keep an eye out for more Goodreads Choice Awards content. I'm definitely going to be filming another one when the top 10 is announced, and I'll be casting my vote for the winner. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like the video, leave a comment. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.